We welcome you to the Able Ice Arena here at the Mid-American Energy Recplex. Game 2 of the weekend between the St. Mary Cardinals and your Drake University Bulldogs. Trevor Raichi coming at you with Tyler French on color today. A very competitive game last night between the Cardinals and the Bulldogs. Tyler?
Yeah, back and forth action for both these teams. A really hard-fought game. A very strong third period for the Cardinals. 3 straight goals to kind of close out that win, but Drake cutting it down to a 5-6 lead thanks to that Charles Brownell goal early on in the third, but just a little too much and too often for St. Mary's in that third period.
So as we get ready to start period 1 tonight here, or tonight in the morning, I'm still trying to adjust to the quick turnaround that we got here this morning.
Yeah, late night into the early morning. Looks like it is a different opening lineup for the Cardinals in this one. And Cole Jackson will be in net again today for Drake, hoping for a bounce back from him. Did have around 40 saves yesterday in a 9-goal performance for the Cardinal offense. But a D2 program that Drake playing without their 2 of their top 3 scorers, no Parker Peterson or Ian Altacruz again today. So it'll be looked at for some of these veteran guys to try and put up big performances that we saw yesterday with Brownell with 2 goals.
Brownell in the front, save made by Nathan Lenz, who's starting tonight or this morning for the Cardinals.
And we'll see if the freshman performs like we saw. Steven Adams, a pretty solid game yesterday. Drake only like 17 shots on goal, put 5 of them home, but a lot of those came on some crazy shots.
Turnover in front shot. Oh, just wide of the net. I think Nathan Lenz was right there to put the pad out.
And we saw Drake yesterday with a little bit of tired legs near the end of the contest, and down a couple of skaters that can definitely have an impact. We'll see. They got to sleep in their own beds last night. We'll see how that has an impact here in game 2.
Drake only rolling with 2 forward and 2 defensive lines, so those legs are going to get tired really quick with constantly having to be on the ice. As a shot gets blocked, and St. Mary's will try to clear it out. They cannot. It's stopped at the top of the zone. Shot in front, save, rebound. Charles Brownell scores.
Brownell picking up right where he left off, and they did make the change to the line for today. Yesterday we saw Schollenberger getting the start at the defenseman position, as well as Sager up front. But today they go with Aguilar up front with Brownell, so bringing a little bit more of that veteran presence, and then Bai and Garcia, the 2 starting defensemen. That's probably their best defensive setup in most of these contests, and it is working to an early advantage.
Just a minute 9 into the contest for Charles Brownell to give the Bulldogs the lead.
3rd goal of the weekend for Brownell.
As St. Mary's looking to counter attack here. Can't keep the puck in the zone. Drake will skate through the neutral zone now.
And do got to give a shout out, Kinnick Sager. We talked about it a little bit last night. It was officially his first career collegiate goal for the Bulldogs. So 2nd straight weekend that one of these freshmen put up their first goal of their careers. Last week it was Schollenberger, this week Sager.
So the Bulldogs will skate through it with the neutral zone. Speaking of Sager, here he is trying to get around the defense. Shot save made by Lenz.
Yeah, it looked like Sager kind of buried himself a little too much to be able to get a clean look off. Tried to get that backhand, but not much behind it from that angle.
And it looks like we're going to get the game's first power play in favor of the Bulldogs.
Yeah, it looks to be Charlie Graves headed to the penalty box for roughing.
It is roughing call according to referee Alderman.
Had a couple of power play goals yesterday, 1 each in the first period. Special teams kind of settled in for both programs after that, but we had a pretty clean game last night in terms of penalties, but there was a little bit of extra communication between the student section and some of the players on both sides yesterday.
Oh, 100%. Drake will look to set up here on the power play. Tries to keep it on the left side so far right now. So the players play pat. Excuse me. Shot sent just over the net. And now Davis Bai will send it back down to Sorois. Drake trying to up the pressure here. Sends it up top, shot deflected into the wrong netting and out of play. Bridgman with the shot that got deflected. .22 to go here in the opening frame. Minute 17 to go on the power play for the Bulldogs.
And this is Drake's probably best offensive front line without Peterson or Alta Cruz to get Aguilar's speed and passing out there, along with Sager, who's another guy that can score the puck. We saw it a lot for the Des Moines Knights over the years, and he showcased it yesterday, obviously, like we talked earlier. But obviously, Charles Brownell, any line he's going to be on is going to be one of your best.
Oh, 100%. Shot from the point that got blocked. That might have made it to the goalie. I'm not 100% sure. But here's Brownell, the goal scorer so far on the day. Brownell gets it back. Brownell, what a move. Shot saved by Lenz. I think he had a clean look, but Lenz put out the blocker.
By setting that up with a nice pass and a nice little deke move from Brownell, trying to get into the heart of that defense.
Brownell with it again. Shot saved by Lenz. Rebound, and it was sent all the way to the corner. Drake has really started applying the pressure. I think that was a big talking point after the game last night. As the pressure gets up. Uh-oh, and now we got a breakaway for the St. Mary's. Nice little move. Pass to his teammate. Could not get it on net cleanly. And now the Bulldogs will have 8 seconds to get up ice.
Great hustle from Davis by arguably the best defenseman on this team, able to make sure that no mistake coming off of that turnover.
Power play is officially expired. As Davis by with a shot that goes off of Lenz's blocker, and it just gets over the glass. It's out of play. Shots are 2-1 in favor of the Bulldogs. You might want to add a couple more to that, though. Face-off is won by the Cardinals. And Drake's going to get a nice takeaway here. Puck now down below the Cardinal goal.
Looks like the Cardinals shaking up their line a little bit with Graves coming out to play with Valentine and Mack. Or excuse me, with McDonald and Mack. The two of them having phenomenal games yesterday. Graves, late in the contest, picked up 3 goals, including the eventual game winner. But this three-headed monster up top combined for 7 goals last night.
I was going to say, I think McDonald was one of them that had the hat trick last night, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, he was one of our 3 stars last night, as he definitely led the student section here, and after each one of those goals as well.
And I could definitely say the student section was not very fond of that. As speaking of McDonald, he's going to take the puck back behind the goal. Sends it all the way around. Graves trying to get over there for St. Mary's. He does. He actually gives it off. Calandarello, excuse me. As McDonald with it again. On the backhand, saved by Cole Jackson.
Really strong puck control from Jackson and able to use Drake's own players really to try and screen that. And Jackson just doing a good job maintaining visualization of that puck and making sure it didn't get past him.
Face-off will be to the left of Jackson. It'll be Aguilar taking the face-off. He loses it. Graves tries to take a shot, and it almost turns to a breakaway for Drake. As they walk back in, a shot goes just left, or go right of Cole Jackson. And now the Bulldogs will have it in their defensive zone. You gotta love the urgency that Drake brought into last night's game and so far into today's game.
Yeah, I've been impressed with how their offense has been, even without Peterson, you know, one of the top table setters for this program over the last couple of years, and Ian Alta Cruz, their other top scorer. We saw multiple games earlier this season where he put up 4 or 5 goals, and he's a guy that can go off for a hat trick any single time. So Charles Brownell really picking up a lot of that slack. Matt Garcia last night also phenomenal with 2 goals. I think this is his first multi-goal game with Drake. But it's going to take a little bit more of that too today, as they are playing against a very, very strong program in St. Mary's.
And a reminder from the top of the broadcast, St. Mary's actually Division II in the ACHA. So St. Mary's, we appreciate you accepting the invite to come down to the West Des Moines area to play the Bulldogs.
And 7 minutes into this game, the Bulldogs have been the aggressor, a little bit different from what we saw yesterday, where we saw 50-plus shots for the Cardinals. Drake a 9-5 lead on shots on goal so far.
As Kata will send the puck up to his teammate up on the left side. That's Valentine. Drake will skate with it back through the neutral zone, though. Brownell could not keep it up. And now Valentine back with it once again. Shot gets blocked, but St. Mary's still stays with it. Valentine again loses it back up to the point. Shot deflected on. Goes right of the net. Couldn't keep it in. St. Mary's will dump it back in. And now Drake will try to get an offensive push. Go on net, so icing will automatically be waved off due to the goaltender having to play the puck.
And a better pass there would have set Sager up, able to split that defense. Would have been an awesome opportunity for Drake to try and get that 2-goal advantage. Largest lead for them this weekend was 1-0 yesterday, but a quick answer from the Cardinals. They never led the rest of that game as they put up 3 straight and held on the remainder of the contest.
If I remember correctly, that was 3 goals in like 2.5 minutes of game time, if I'm not mistaken.
2 minutes and 14 seconds to be exact.
Ooh, off by 15 seconds, or 16 seconds if you want to be specific. As St. Mary's tries to get an offensive push here. They haven't had much. They've had some shots, but now here come the Bulldogs. Cannot get the puck cleanly into the zone, but they do maintain offensive possession.
Yeah, by unable to fully split that defense, but maintaining that possession just as important to try and set up an offensive possession down ice for Drake.
St. Mary's back with it. Kata could not pick it up cleanly as Matthew Garcia sends it up to his teammate up front. Puck sent back down the ice. And here's Matthew Garcia once again. St. Mary's with another takeaway. This is McDonald with it. Walks in, shot saved by Jackson, rebound, and it was a juicy one at that, but couldn't get a clean stick on it.
Aguilar, a smart decision there, knew he was not going to have the angle, just able to push it forward a little bit, force it back into the Cardinal defensive zone, not let them get possession at center ice.
St. Mary's back with it once again. Shot goes just right of the net of Jackson's net. As this shot gets put off the stick of Jackson, and here comes Sarois. Garcia picks it up off of the kickback, and now Drake's trying to set up the offensive push here. Errant pass. That was Sarois on the receiving end of it. Was not ready for it though. Here comes McDonald again. McDonald off the side of the net. I thought that was in.
Cole Jackson, always strong. He does not give up a lot of those backhands that deep in. Very strong at being able to kind of stonewall that edge of the net.
St. Mary's picking up some of the offense so far.
Yeah, definitely turning the tides a little bit here early on, as about the maybe the 15-minute mark, they have started to be the aggressors, as Drake has kind of gone a little bit more on the defensive, trying to keep this lead.
Garcia with a shot, and it goes in. Matthew Garcia scores.
I don't think Garcia even knew he scored on that one, but what a weekend for him and Brownell. 3 goals each. Garcia just 1 goal in the first half of the season, and now 3 during this weekend against a D2 program.
Honestly, I thought Lens had that, and then all of a sudden I looked down and the ref's pointing, and the refs are now getting together here at center ice and talking about it. Refs are now going to come over and talk to the St. Mary's coach.
Looks like the goal will stand, though. They're just providing some explanation, it looks like. Goal comes to 8:49 left in the first period. Garcia's 4th goal of the season, 3rd of the weekend. And while we're talking about Matty Garcia, a reminder he's got a big show coming up on Friday at Fire Trucker Brewery here in the central Iowa area.
As the goal will stand, thank you to Matthew Garcia. It's 2-0 in favor of your Drake Bulldogs.
Highly recommend going out to check him out if you want might be a day early, but a little Valentine's Day dinner and show, a little date night.
As the icing will be called on St. Mary's, as this puck will be back in the Drake attack zone.
So Brownell and Garcia picking right up where they left off yesterday. And this is the exact type of thing we needed to see from Drake, getting after it early, because if you can build that lead early, if those legs do start to get a little bit tired, you got a little bit of a buffer to work with. And as we saw in both the first and third period yesterday, this team for the Cardinals can score in a hurry.
We mentioned that 2 goals in 14 minutes, I think is what you said. And then they had, what, 3 in the last 5 minutes of the third yesterday?
So they had the 3 goals in about 2.5 in the first period. They had 3 more goals in the third period, and then they had 4 total, all of which, or 3 more in the third. So they scored 3 goals in each period yesterday. So this team can put goals up in a hurry, and once one goes in, that starts really shifting the momentum, and they continue the onslaught. They had 2 different players with hat tricks last night.
Face-off won by St. Mary's after a stoppage of play. And a shot towards the net goes just over the goal. Back up top for the Bulldogs. Couldn't find a man in the slot, and St. Mary's will skate with it. Tries to find a man in front. Jackson with a nice save right there. He was ready for the one-timer.
Locks it in a great possession there for him offensively. Able to maintain it through a couple defenders, taking it and drawing that defense in that corner, centering pass, but a better stop by Jackson keeps this one a shutout. 7:28 left to go in the first period as Drake's defense looking strong here so far. They're going to have to keep it up against this program.
Face-off is won by the Bulldogs. They'll send it back down below the goal line. And they do get it out of the zone. This, if it goes all the way, icing will be waved off. St. Mary's tries to go quick here. 3-on-2 rush if they can hurry. Lakeinen, shot, save made.
I was going to yell for the clock, but just as I take my headset off, the goal is stopped. So no time ran off the clock, still standing at 7:28 left in the period.
They do start the clock a little early, but that's okay. Cole Jackson with the save.
I think they're going to let it run down a little bit to make up for time loss.
Yep, and they've stopped it at 7:13. Shots are 9-9, so shots have been even so far on the day. Just Drake with the gorgeous shot by Brownell, and then the squeaker by Garcia, and a broken stick might lead to an odd man rush here for the Bulldogs.
Beautiful setup, but Soroyce just kind of left it behind. And knowing him, he's going to be a little bit frustrated with himself after that unless he can make a big play to make up for it.
Soroyce does get a shot at the net, but it's sent back up ice Aguilar putting on pressure. And Matthew Garcia could not win the race over to the corner, but Soroy picks it up. St. Mary's with it back below their own goal line again. St. Mary's will skate with it back into the attack zone. It's like a game of ping pong here. Puck keeps going left, then right, then left, then right.
I was going to say, it does not look like either team able to maintain much of a possession here over the last minute of game action.
Pass across, gets blocked, puck loose! It's still loose, Jackson's out of the net.
If it says how long it's been since we've had a stoppage in play, the broken stick is still out there.
Puck is now sent out, and we've got a whistle for a hand pass.
Did not expect that would be the thing that stopped the clock. With as many change of possession and shots on goal we just saw over that change of events. But, yeah, the broken stick was out there for at least 2 or 3 minutes.
Oh, 100%.
I want to say thanks to everyone from both the Drake and St. Mary's fan bases tuning in for today's game. Always love having both fan bases tune in for some ACHA hockey action.
Brownell will skate with it through the neutral zone. Nice move around the one defender. He gets checked off of the puck, and that's going to lead to a power play for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, and you just see the gravitational pull that Brownell has when he comes down ice. Not just one, but both defenders were trying to stop him from getting in, and it took a little bit of interference to keep him from getting to the net. Aguilar skating with him.
That will be Caden McDonald going to the box for roughing. And, I mean, you might as well have called it checking from behind, because you literally hit him, and all you see Brownell is just falling face first onto the – well, not face first, but you get the point. As Drake tries to win the faceoff, cannot get it onto an offensive stick, as St. Mary's will send it back down the ice.
Drake 0 for 1 on power play so far, as that penalty kill unit really kind of settled in yesterday for the Cardinals after that early goal allowed, and nothing since. Drake does shake up their line a little bit on this power play. Brownell and Aguilar came in late in the power play the first time through. This time they get the start to begin this opportunity on the offensive end.
As Drake will try to get an offensive push here. St. Mary's could not play the puck cleanly. They finally do and get it up ice, but not all the way down, as Davis Bai puts it back on the ice, but sent back into the Drake defensive zone. Brownell will skate through the neutral zone with it. Sends it around the boards. Aguilar with it now. Up top for Bai. Aguilar with shot, rebound off of Brownell's stick. I think he just put it above the upper right 90.
I'm not 100% sure if Aguilar was trying to get the deflection perfectly, but that was almost like a you go to the alley-oop off the backboard for someone, but he bounced that perfectly off of the post, trying to set that one up for Bai in front.
Here comes Matthew Garcia. He's got one already. Backhand shot onto Lenz is stopped.
I'm loving the offensive aggressiveness we've seen from Matt Garcia this weekend. I think that it adds another dimension to his game where he is already one of the best defensive players on this team.
Shot onto Cole Jackson took an odd bounce. He was well left of his own net.
Yeah, at first I thought that went in the back of the net and bounced back out.
I thought that same thing, but nope, it was right in the middle of the slot where no harm could be done.
Cardinals back at full strength. The power play coming to an end with under 3 minutes left in the period.
As icing's going to be waved off. Power play is officially expired. And I believe that's 0-2 on the power play for Drake today.
Clock stops, 2:38 left. As Drake has taken the foot off the pedal a little bit, but did love the aggressiveness early on and change of pace. You know, you get that lead, try to defend it, and take advantage of opportunities. And try and see if you can hang on to a little bit of some stamina for later this contest.
Just wish you could be all gas, no brakes with it. But yeah, unfortunately, you can't when you're not running as many lines as you hope. As puck's going to be down in the corner. St. Mary's will try to set up offensively. They cannot. And Soroyce gets knocked down after a clearing attempt. And Soroyce gets his stick taken away from him. No call. As the puck will be right here along the Drake bench.
Down to about a minute and a half left in the first period. Drake looking great here so far, up the 2-goal lead.
Puck gets frozen along the Drake bench. And the puck will just go to the nearest face-off dot, which is just across from it. Face-off won by St. Mary's with 1:22 to go here in the first. Brownell will try to get it up ice, cannot get it all the way up, as St. Mary's has a counterattack shot saved by Cole Jackson with 1:11 to go.
Jackson looking excellent here so far. Had a couple struggles last night on some opportunities that he did not see the puck at all, but he has been doing phenomenal here so far.
Brownell on the face-off dot will take the face-off for Drake. Loses the face-off as St. Mary's looking for a penalty call in front. Nothing coming. Jackson the save. Puck is loose. Couldn't get it out in front. Jackson got the pad out to the post just in time. As the puck will be sent out to the point. 47 seconds to go here in the first.
Aguilar, great poke check to get it out of the zone. Force them to retreat, take some more time off the clock here late in the first.
Some fans that decided to make the trek up here to the Recplex, getting the Let's Go Drake chant going. Aguilar and Brownell trying to get some possession. St. Mary's all on it. Brownell's stick gets taken off of him, but it's going to be a Brownell penalty, as he's going to go to the box for hook it.
And that'll carry over into the second period with under 12 seconds left here in the first. So big chance for the Cardinals to cut this lead in half with a late power play in the first.
Aguilar will take the face off. And McDonald will take it for St. Mary's. Face off is one. Langston. Shot onto Jackson. Save made. 5 seconds left to go. Can Cardinals get one more on? They do. It goes wide, and that's going to take us to the end of the first period. And what a period it was for your Drake Bulldogs. 2 goals to report. Matthew Garcia and Charles Brownell get it done to open the scoring here this morning.
Yeah, a very good start for Drake. They needed that after last night's rough finish in the third period. Off to a hot start, and they're going to need to carry that over into the second. But I think the biggest thing, holding the Cardinals scoreless here in the first. They put up 3 goals in each of the periods last night, just showing that defense. Now it's bounce back period for them.
Cole Jackson's been the difference so far. 20 minutes in the books here at the Able Ice Arena. We'll be back for period 2. This is Drake Hockey on the Part of My French Media YouTube channel.
I think I'm good.
2 about to get underway here at the Able Ice Arena here at the Mid-American Energy Recplex. Bulldogs to carry a 2-0 lead into the second, but they will have 1 minute and 48 seconds to kill on a penalty Charles Brownell took at the very end of the first period.
Yeah, and I think this is going to be a really key turn of events for the Cardinals. If they can put a goal in here, they would recapture a lot of that momentum that Drake built up early in the first.
Laxton in a shot, gets saved. Actually, I don't think it made it all the way through. Bulldogs try to clear, they cannot. Laxton keeps it in. Cross ice pass, save made by Colt Jackson, slid across and got there with the pad.
I believe it went off Jackson, then off the post. As they say, hockey, a game of inches. Cardinals very close to turning this into a 1-goal game.
Laxton at the top again.
Penalty kill unit, Drake going with Aguilar, Sager, Bai, and Garcia.
Laxton's shot goes off the glass, and he couldn't get it, and no one in front could get a good rebound on it. 37 seconds to go on the power play for the Cardinals as the pressure has mounted. Shot onto Jackson, and it's saved with no rebound this time. Half a minute to go.
It's a good offensive unit for the Cardinals. Obviously, when you're going to have a guy out there like McDonald, we saw his scoring ability yesterday. Mack had a goal as well. Loxonen had that crazy shot that went off the post. It was, an if or then call, but got credit for the goal either way. It was a great shot to even get that close either way.
You talking the one that was from center ice?
Yep.
I thought that one got waved off.
No, that one did. I have no idea how Cole Jackson stopped that.
By Cole Jackson.
I thought for sure that was in the back of the net. And, Jackson playing in net back-to-back days, it seems like he's gotten stronger as he's gotten more tired.
To quote one of my idols in the broadcasting world, a save you had to see to believe. Thank you, Benny G, for that quote. As Laxton in with the waits, looks. Drake with the takeaway, clears it up ice, and Brownell, can he get down there to get an offensive chance? He can't, but he will skate with it though. Brownell, right out of the penalty box, shot saved by Lenz. And St. Mary's will skate through the zone.
Man, it would have been a big opportunity there, as it would have been a breakaway chance with Drake's best scorer out there. Already 1 goal on the board for Brownell. Was very close to having an opportunity for his second.
A little bit of a bad communication between Brownell and Aguilar as they collided, and that's the reason the puck stayed in the Drake defensive zone, but now it comes through the neutral zone. The man that opened the scoring, Brownell, tuns the puck down the ice into the attacking zone.
Good poke check. Schellenberger, we haven't seen much of him in the first period, but able to get a stick on that one to knock it away from Genther.
Norman sends the puck down. He's going to try and keep it in the zone. Cannot do it. The Cardinals skate through with it, but there is a hand pass that is called, and I believe the faceoff will be just outside of the Cardinal defensive zone. For those that are tuning in here on the Part of My French Media YouTube channel, please chime in. We want to know where you guys are watching from this morning. As the Cardinals will win the face-off, Nemez will dump it down. As Faye tries to get an offensive zone opportunity, and
this could be a tripping call. Cantor got the stick under the skate. Very easy call right there in front of the ref.
And Cantor escorts himself all the way to the penalty box. He's going to...
He knew immediately that he was headed there.
It's funny, he actually went over there and he didn't know which box he needed to go into. Because I think if I remember correctly, last night the benches were flipped.
They were.
So... And speaking of And speaking of Fahey, not happy at the fact that this team just took a penalty, slammed his stick up against the bench boards. As St. Mary's will skate through, and it's McDonald on a partial breakaway, and he scores.
Put that right into the body, but a bounce off, took the wrong direction. A short-handed goal in a big moment. McDonald immediately off the face-off, a full head of speed. Drake who's unable to stop the momentum coming down ice.
Caden McDonald, his 4th of the weekend, if I'm counting that correctly. He's been the one guy that, hey, if St. Mary's need a goal, just give the puck to him. He'll work on getting it for you. And he does just that, except unfortunately for the Bulldogs, this one goes on the power play for the Bulldogs, so it's shorthanded, and that puck came, what, about 4 rows before us?
Plenty of space.
Protect the camera, protect the camera.
Protect the me.
Protect the you, there it is. St. Mary's will send the puck down into the Drake zone as they will try to, as Drake will set up for an offensive push here on the power play.
And unfortunately, that really kind of just took a lot of the life out of the Drake offense, as McDonald was able to get that burst of speed, just outskated everyone down ice, showcasing why he's one of the best offensive players on this team.
To Crow. Haven't called his name much today. And put out in front. Oh, and he had Sager right in front. He just couldn't put it on the stick. And St. Mary's will send it down the ice. Oh, Kinnick Sager was right there in front. Like just said, could not get it on his stick, or else that might have been 3-1. And this one gets sent all the way down. I thought that was going to go out of play for a second. I don't know why.
Down to 30 seconds on the power play. Drake has not been able to maintain possession very well on this special teams opportunity.
Charles Brown out with it now. Gets taken down a little bit. Puck gets sent sky high. And Brownell with it again. Shot on net is saved. Rebound blocked.
And that rebound just took an unfortunate bounce for Drake on the shot prior. They had 2 players in position to potentially get a weak side goal, and unfortunately it went in between the 2 of them out of reach.
Soroyce with it now, gives it off, backhand save by Lenz. That was Aguilar on the shot with no rebound to give up.
Soroyce, a good dump off pass for Aguilar. Might have been just a little too deep to get a good look at the net.
Things are getting a little chippy here.
We saw a little pushing and shoving yesterday between both programs, and it looks like it's bled over a little bit too today, but nothing dirty either way. It's just good old-fashioned hockey rivalry.
St. Mary's from Minnesota. They would never mention that where they're from. As the face-off is won by St. Mary's, they send it up the ice. Penalty has officially expired. 0 for 3 go the Bulldogs on the power play, but an icing called on the Cardinals will bring it back down to the Drake offensive zone. One of the most exciting times of the year just got underway yesterday. What happens once every 2 years? Olympics season is back in full swing.
Yeah, Dad's already been talking about how much curling he's been watching.
I started watching the USA-Great Britain match this morning, but Great Britain ended up taking that one.
Dad and I joke, we've been joking for years that, like curling especially, it's one of those sports that 99% of people don't understand or care about, but you can't stop watching it when you do because it's weirdly interesting.
Breakaway for the Cardinals, taken down. No call, though, as the Bulldogs get away with one. I mean, granted, with the amount of calls that we all raised an eyebrow to yesterday, I think it's good to see one go the Bulldogs' way for once. The shot onto Lenz is saved. And that'll stop the clock with 13:29 to go here in the middle frame of this morning's contest.
So did get confirmation on some of the skaters that Drake is down today. Parker Peterson, we've talked about, he and Alta Cruz both out today. Peterson is currently at a business class opportunity in Omaha. Ian Alta Cruz dealing with a little bit of sickness and injury for Everett Bridgman, and Aiden Henderson at military leave for the National Guard. So down 4 skaters today, and they are still putting forth a great effort. 5 goals up yesterday, especially without Peterson and Alta Cruz. And then, defensively, they have played very well today, down Henderson and Bridgman, both of them who are very good defensive players for this program.
I want to wish luck to the one that's going on that military with the National Guard. I wish him the best of luck, as the Cardinals will have the puck back in their defensive zone on a nice little after a nice 2-on-1 that was saved by Cole Jackson on the other end. Garcia sends it up ice, couldn't connect with Brownell. And the Cardinals try to dump it back in. It goes off of the player, off the glass. And the Bulldogs will now skate back with it. This puck deflected back at the blue line. It just hasn't left that blue line in the last couple of minutes. Now it finally does. Jackson with the save.
I thought it was another broken stick for a second, and I was just about to be, this is crazy. We talked about it, you might see broken sticks every now and then in hockey. We started running into it. We were seeing it with the poles in lacrosse. Our first couple of years with Waukee lacrosse, it happened maybe one time. Last year, I feel like we didn't go a full weekend without at least one breaking, and those are expensive.
And if you want to talk about how expensive, you might as well buy a hockey stick with how expensive those lacrosse sticks can get.
Well, the problem is most people that play lacrosse are also hockey players.
That's it. That's a massive double-edged sword right there. If you want to.
One of the top defensive players for Waukee a couple years ago ended up being, I think he was a senior on the first state championship team 2 seasons ago. Carson Clemenson, the nephew, I believe, of Scott Clemenson, former New Jersey Devils goalie and one of the owners of the Des Moines Buccaneers.
Oh, there you go.
Played for the Bucks back in the early 2000s, played a couple years in the NHL. And I don't remember if he's still part of the ownership team, but I do know that at one point he was heavily involved with the running the team. But
that's really cool. That's really cool.
His nephew, a phenomenal lacrosse player, and from what we heard, also a very strong hockey player as well in the day. But he was one of the defensive long poles. And when I tell you he would whack some people with a stick, lacrosse is a very different animal that you're encouraged to be whacking people with metal sticks.
I've seen the injuries that those sticks can cause. If I remember correctly, the one I'm trying to think of, it ended up leaving a welt in the shape of the lacrosse stick head. Yikes.
Well, it's one of my favorite things. It's the joke of it's like the perfect sport to get your aggression out, considering that's what in the original Mean Girls, Regina George decided to start playing lacrosse to get out her anger issues. If that says anything, where she could just knock the crap out of people.
Kind of funny if you ask me. As we get back to the game here, Sir Royce is going to have it. Oh, he gives it off to Sager. Shot gets saved by Lenz.
And a good possession there for Sir Royce, and also Sager coming in, good backup to help out there trying to get an offensive possession. Drake not showing the same offensive fortitude we saw in the first, but the defense still holding strong. 22 saves already for Jackson in this one. Had over 40 last night.
And the only goal to report defensively was the McDonald goal that just found the jet somehow. As Aguilar's going to get it taken off of his stick. Back up to the defensive zone for the Cardinals.
Fahey a goal last night, has played some very strong defense as well throughout this weekend. And a very deep program. We were talking about the depth for Drake yesterday, everyone stepping up. But it just seems every single line for this Cardinal team have players that can make a big play on the offensive end.
David By, I think they're going to call a trip. David By, I thought lost his edge. He went face first right into the boards. Ow.
Yeah, that penalty against Nemes, so another power play chance for Drake. And I think they just
well, they just teed up. They just teed up
Nemes.
Ballantyne.
Oh wow, that's both of them headed then.
Ballantyne just got teed up. Wow. So is this going to be 5-on-3?
They did just pull Petreka off. And Cata came to the sideline as well. As of right now, Drake's going to have a power play, a big opportunity here trying to add to that lead with 8:53 left in the second period.
It will be 5-on-3. So both penalties will be 2 minutes. So the Bulldogs are going to have a golden opportunity to add to their lead. And a perfect time to do it, too.
And it was almost 5-on-2 because the Cardinals did not have a third player on the ice.
I remember flashing back, speaking of something like that, Columbus Blue Jackets game. They ended up having one guy less on the ice than they needed to, and they ended up giving up the tying goal right after the faceoff. So
good stick work to get that one out of the zone.
And Kata tried to get over there. He couldn't get there, and the Bulldogs will now have it. Kata with a defensive push. But the Bulldogs do keep it in the attacking zone. Like I said, 5-on-3 for a minute 23.
Fisher, good job getting that skate out, but this special teams unit has been very strong today for the Cardinals. Need one more push as we're approaching halfway left in the penalty.
Drake will skate with it through the neutral zone. Back
good
up to
setup.
The point. Shot just wide. Brownell, the rebound. He scores! Charles Brownell is second of the game.
And Lenz couldn't believe it. He thought he had it stopped, but just kind of scored it out at the last second and snuck in there. 4 goals this weekend and a big one there to give Drake a 2-goal advantage once again.
He put the score on the wrong team. It is 3-1, not 2-2, according to the scoreboard. So power play goal results in a 3-1 lead for your Drake Bulldogs. As there's still 40 seconds left to go on the power play.
See if Drake can add one more, take a 2-goal advantage into the break. The defense looking to try and hold for the next 7+ minutes.
22 seconds to go on the 5-on-4 power play now, as St. Mary's do send it back down the ice. So Drake reclaims the 2-goal advantage. As this power play will expire, they do get one on the 5-on-3, and that is a good story that we can write into this chapter of this game.
As they did get the score corrected now, 3-1 with 6:45 left in the second. And obviously, still just here in the second period, can never count this Cardinals team out, even if it was 6.5 left in the third. This team has shown that they can score quickly. If I'm Drake, I'm still looking to try and add at least one more before the end of the period.
I would be too.
I would like to give a huge shout out though. Coach Blaze, I think, has done a great job this weekend of trying to find the balance of being aggressive offensively and getting back to defend your own goal. And I think it's been even better well played here today.
St. Mary's getting really upset at the fact that there's not a call that's gone their way today. McDonald playing keep away and bodied behind the net. That was Sager with the hit as back down the other direction. Shot goes just wide.
Mack put the shot on goal. I think if he'd looked to try and sneak that pass through, would have been a great opportunity, as one of his teammates had snuck into that back line, and it would have been one-on-one with Cole Jackson.
Aguilar sends it back down below the goal line. Drake's trying to get a defensive call, and another penalty going in the direction of the Cardinals. They're just digging themselves a bigger hole here now.
Yeah, it looked like check from behind with 5:07 left in the period. That's going to be another power play chance for Drake, as McDonald asking for an explanation. And he's bringing up as well the uncalled hooking that Charles Brownell had gotten his stick in and might have interfered with, but there was no call on the play.
And I mean, honestly, I know we're Drake here, but he's pleading a really good case here, but unfortunately, ref gets the final say.
So 3-1 advantage for Drake, 5:07 left in the period. It'll be another 2-minute power play.
This will be Drake's fourth power play?
Yes.
1 for 3 so far on the day.
I guess you could technically call it 5 if you wanted to count the.
I mean, yeah. Oh, yeah. Because in actual scoring, it would be a 5.
Double power.
So this would be their 5th opportunity.
And the one goal today did come on a shorthanded opportunity for the Cardinals.
That's a nice shot. Puck loose. It's still loose. Where is it?
You know, we've been
behind the net.
We've been talking about Cole Jackson with him laying out for a lot of these saves. Lenz did an amazing job there. That net was wide open on the near side, and he was able to get out there and get a pad on it to keep this a 2-goal game.
Drake has really upped their power play since the goal on the 5-on-3.
Yeah, some crisp passing here. This is what Drake's going to need. 5-on-3, you're spaced out a little bit more and more opportunities to drive. This passing is what's going to help set up another goal opportunity with 1:12 on the power play.
Graves with a block shot. That's the reason the puck gets sent back out of the zone. And now Drake back in the zone with 1:04 to go on the power play. Cross-ice pass to Brownell. He couldn't pick it up cleanly, but thanks to the boards, he does pick it up. Shot gets deflected. I think that hit the post and then the glass.
Yeah, it was definitely on target and just a little high. That's very similar to what we saw on the Loxton goal yesterday, where it just kind of snuck in under the post for his goal that ended up being a huge momentum shifter in that period. Was the go-ahead goal in the first and kind of helped set the tone for the Cardinals.
Brownell wins the face-off. Back to the point goes the puck. Shot on net, saved by Lenz. Waits for the whistle and then just throws the puck back out towards the circle.
I think he's feeling a little bit in the zone, wants to keep this, doesn't want to delay anything, get right back after it so they can kill this penalty. Can't say enough from the defense we've seen on this penalty kill for the visiting Cardinals. And just in general, like obviously it's a 5-on-3. A lot of the times that's going to end up in at least one goal. But we're able to maintain through the second half of that penalty kill, and they have a shorthanded goal today. Their special teams unit has been very strong in this game.
Well, they really have. Then the lone goal. Thank you to Caden McDonald. As we're at 13 seconds to go on this power play for the Bulldogs.
And I believe I know they had at least one power play goal yesterday. I think there might have been a second one that I didn't mark correctly, but I swear I remember there being a second power play goal.
There was one. It was the opening goal by Brownell. I do know that one.
There was one on the other side. That was the first McDonald goal last night, but I can't remember if they ended up putting another one in and we just forgot to mark it. But either way, they've been very strong on both sides in these two games.
I know that St. Mary got one. I don't remember Drake doing that. If you guys are watching that watched last night's game, confirm if they did get a second one on the power play.
Because I'm talking about St. Mary's. I think offensively they got a second power play.
Oh, St. Mary's got a second one. Yes, yeah. Then yes, they did. I do remember that part.
That's what I'm talking about. Is their defense has been very strong today, and their offense was the difference maker on their special teams opportunities yesterday's goal. But they've got 3 special teams goals this weekend.
As an icing's called with 2:51 to go here in the middle frame. Puck will be on our right of Lenz. His Lenz is left. As Soroyce with a shot is blocked. And Soroyce had trouble with grabbing the stick. And now Graves with it through the defensive zone. Couldn't get a clean pass off of his stick. And Drake put the pressure on down below the goal line.
I can't talk enough about how great of a weekend I think Matt Garcia is having. Obviously, the 2 goals last night, has what right now is the go-ahead goal in the game right now for Drake, and just continues his strong defensive play. Great positioning on that, getting the poke check to avoid an offensive chance inside the net.
Sager trying to get the puck out of his own zone. He can't really do it. Gets it up to Soroyce. He couldn't do it either. McDonald with it for St. Mary. Gives it up top. And there is no one over there, and Drake will get the puck out of their defensive zone.
As we're going into the last couple weeks of the season, it is tough not to look ahead to this program in the coming year. As you know, they've got Alta Cruz, Peterson, and Brownell are all seniors. You got Davis By as a grad student. We're not 100% sure offhand of who all will be back among that group for potential 5th year among the seniors. But this program, it's been so fun getting to see these young guys and some of the growth we've been able to watch right before our eyes. Garcia, from a little bit of a timid freshman last year, was a good defensive player, taking charge a little bit. I think he is going to be such a big player for this program next year as an upperclassman. Nick Aguilar, with his speed and passing, will be huge, probably as a day 1 starter next year. And then Cole Jackson, just to name another name, as who's been absolutely stellar since the day he set foot on this ice. And cannot enough be said about Dylan Fisher and Carter Osgood, the 2 juniors on this team that will be the seniors for next year's program.
1 minute left to go here in the middle frame. Drake 3 and St. Mary 1 so far, your score.
I'm also really excited. This freshman class has been exciting to watch this year. Soroyce, a very strong defensive player, and just guys like Kenneth Sager and John Luke Schillenberger, just to name a couple, that have started to take those next steps on the offensive end from the days we saw them with the Des Moines Knights on this very ice.
25 seconds to go. St. Mary with one final attack push. Can they get it? No. Drake will take it away. But they do get it back in the zone now. Brownell tries to get it out. He will get it out. Calendarello sends it up to his teammate, sends it up to her teammate on the right side. Penalty called against Drake, and St. Mary's is finally excited that a penalty finally gets called against the Bulldogs. with 0.1 second to go. So second straight period that a penalty will have to carry over to the next frame.
And they're going to let the buzzer go. DeCrow will be the one that'll be in the penalty box. It'll be a full 2 minutes to begin the third period as the Cardinals try to mount a comeback.
So the two goals to report. McDonald on shorthanded, and Charles Brownell, his second of the day. We got a hat trick watch on him. 40 minutes in the books here from the Able Ice Arena. We'll be back for period number 3. This is Drake Club Hockey here on the Pardon My French Media YouTube channel. Period 3 about to get underway here from the Able Ice Arena here at the Mid-American Energy Recplex in West Des Moines. As a back and forth second period leads to a goal on both sides, one shorthanded and the other being a 5-on-3 power play goal. So the shorthanded for St. Mary and the power play goal for the Bulldogs. As this period will start with a 5-on-4 power play for the Cardinals, as DeCrow did take a penalty that was literally with 0.1 second to go on the clock in the middle frame.
Yeah, and this is a really key power play opportunity for the Cardinals. They've struggled to put the puck in the back of the net today. The defense has been phenomenal for Drake. Outside of the one leak out that McDonald got on the shorthand, Drake has really controlled the tempo of today's game quite a bit.
As St. Mary is looking to get the power play going here. They haven't been able to muster up a goal yet on the power play, but they have a shorthanded chance. Shot saved by Jackson.
I do think that shot got post, basically on the ring we heard.
As the puck sent back up to the top, shot save, rebound. Oh, it deflects home. Power play strike.
I believe that was Mack that got that. That is his second goal of the weekend.
Gavin Mack. A lightning strike of a power play. As the penalty that DeCrow takes proves costly, as we're back to a 1-goal lead for the Bulldogs. Face-off is won by the Bulldogs. But the Cardinals send it back down. Jackson, that one, you kind of can't blame Jackson on that one. It was a deflected shot. And those deflection shots are really hard to read. Brownell's going to skate with it. Gives it up to DeCrow. DeCrow loses it. Now it's back into the neutral zone. And now here comes Garcia. Garcia with the dump in. And this will be a takeaway for the Bulldogs. But taken right back by the Cardinals. Cross-ice feed. Sent down below the goal line. Drake will end up picking it up in their own defensive zone, trying to get the puck back up and get their offense back. It has been very good so far this weekend, and it has proven that point so far today with a power play goal and a couple even strength goals.
Yeah, and I still keep going back to the special teams that we've seen from both these teams today. Some great penalty kills for each squad, but every now and then we just see someone get the better of their opponent, as Burnell trying to sneak through, but the two defenders able to cut him off and separate him from the puck.
got a little hooked there, but the ref didn't see it. And now here come the Cardinals in. Shot, glove, saved by Cole Jackson. What a glove.
And a good wrist shot there for Mac, looking for another goal. Would have been his third and would have been the equalizer. Here, third of the weekend, I should say. McDonald and Mac each with a goal in this contest. They each scored in the first period yesterday as well.
Face-off is won by the Cardinals. Shot blocked. Puck sent into the far corner. McDonald, another glove saved by Jackson. And I think that glove's starting to get a little red hot with all the shots that it's had to close up on.
And you can see the Cardinals trying to chomp at the bit a little bit. This is what they did in the third period yesterday, that they were able to withstand the Drake comeback and really turned on the Jets in the third. Looking to try and repeat that here today. They had 3 goals in the third in last night's contest and need another one to try and tie this one up.
McDonald with it into the attacking zone. Calandorello. Sends the puck back down. And Mac's gonna have it in the far circle. Calandorello. Shot deflected onto Jackson. Save made. And now the Cardinals will try to keep up the pressure. Graves with a shot. That got blocked right off of the stick of Garcia. Garcia again. He's going to send it all the way down the ice. And it will go for icing, and I mean, that's something that Drake did not really need right now.
.23 left in the contest. Drake clean on that 1-goal lead.
Ref over at the scorer's table, having a conversation with the people running the clock today. A couple first-time users. I mean, they helped. The one down there did help out yesterday. It is a little bit of a more confusing system that I saw, so I understand why they're having a little bit of difficulty on the learning curve. Clock begins to run at 6:17 to go. Shot off the stick and out of play, right? And there's a poor gentleman down behind just enjoying, I believe, a basket of fries. And I think that puck landed in his fries for a split second.
I would say a souvenir, but that needs to be returned.
Yeah, this ain't the Des Moines Buccaneers. Or else that would be a souvenir. Drake with it now. Brownell. Loses the puck. And now sends it back into the defensive zone for Drake. Garcia. Loses it again. Wrists on glove. And Cole Jackson with that glove, I swear the hole's going to get burnt through with the amount of times that he had to make a glove save today.
If there's one thing that he has always been good at, it's been that quick hand on the glove save. Obviously, the body pads, leg pads, but when he's been able to handle wrist shots the way he does, it is just a second gift of being able to have those quick reflexes.
St. Mary wins the face-off again. As he tried to sneak it in through Jackson from below the goal line, Jackson was ready for it. Valentine loses the puck, and now Drake will skate with it. Gets it down into the attacking zone. Cardinals turn it over. Shot. And DeCrow thought he scored, but Lenz finds it.
And had a good opening and just a nice save by Lenz to put the pads on that one.
Face off, back down below the goal line. Here's Kata. Sends it up. On to Jackson again off the board. He's been ready for those though. Keeping his skate blade right there on the goalpost, just in a way one doesn't sneak by right there.
You know, after we saw the 2 crazy shots yesterday, one of which was waved off because of an offsides call, had nothing to do with the shot itself. But between the Loxton goal that did end up counting that got top post and the one that from center ice that got waved off, I think Jackson is trying to be a lot more focused even when it is outside of the zone. It may be outside of the zone, but he's in it.
Jackson's another great save. As we're down to 14:09 to go in the final frame of this weekend. After this game concludes, we won't see Drake for 2 weeks. UW Platteville comes back in town for a weekend set, and then we close out the season a week after against the Cornhuskers from Nebraska. We'll get times for you here in a second about those games. As the pass out in front, Jackson shuts the door right from a pass to the slot.
So the 20th and 21st will be 8:45 p.m. and then 9:15 a.m. Very similar to what we had this weekend, just a little bit later start on Friday. And then the Nebraska games, the 27th and 28th, will be back to 8:30 on Friday, and actually a 1 p.m. afternoon game against the Cornhuskers on Saturday.
It'd be nice to actually get some sleep, to be able to sleep in that Saturday morning.
Hey, I'll tell you this much. I think Drake plays better at home when it's a short turnaround because they get to sleep in their own beds versus at a hotel.
So Royce tries to get down there to win the race. I call it a tie. As the Cardinals get the puck back out of the zone, so Roy's offside. He comes back to touch up. Stretch pass deflected into the Drake zone. Icing waved off due to that. And a pass out in front. They score! And we're tied at 2:55 to go in the third. Jackson was not ready for the clap.
I don't think there was anything Jackson was going to do there. A slap shot from that close in. Just leaked out, kind of got left on an island. And, you know, that's just one of those plays that doesn't go your way. I don't think it was necessarily anyone's fault on the defense. Mack just found himself in a golden opportunity. His 3rd goal of the weekend and 2nd this period to tie it up.
Gavin Mack ties the game for the D2 St. Mary Cardinals. And we got a brand new game, boys and girls. As Graves couldn't get the deke properly, as Drake will skate away with it. Brownell. Oh, he somehow still has it. Back. Couldn't get a clean shot on though. Shot down. It was a pass to Brownell. It goes right off of his stick, but Brownell will get it back up to the point. Shot deflected, sent wide by Lenz, excuse me. And Drake will not. It did stay in the zone. It didn't fully cross the blue line, but Drake skated out of the zone. Takeaway. Norman. DeCrow with it now. Bodied off the puck. Another body check up near the point. And now the Cardinals will skate through the neutral zone. Offside waved off though. McDonald backhand, save made, rebound, and now the Bulldogs will have it once again. 11:33 to go, tie game. Icing called on the Bulldogs as a lazy line change kind of forced the icing, which means that the people that were on the ice have to come back on if they change. Face-off won by the Bulldogs. They do need to get a line change quickly, though, because those are some tired legs out there. Slot shot saved by Jackson. And Aguilar is going to skate with it now. Nicholas Aguilar shot save made by Lenz. Nice shot by Aguilar, though.
Yeah, and Sager coming in with a full head of steam. Good job by Lenz to get back on top of it after it dropped out of the glove.
And the Bulldogs are going to get a much-needed line change. Brownell out there. That is Sager out there and Soroyce out there on offense. Defensively will be Davis By and Matthew Garcia. By with the puck now, back to Garcia. Couldn't get it there cleanly. Now the puck sent down below the goal line. Soroyce down there. Brownell with assist to get it up. Back to Garcia. Over to By. By with a shot. Couldn't get it cleanly off. Sager skates away from a check, and the puck is sent all the way through the zone, and it's back down to the Drake defensive zone. 10:25 to go, tie game here at the Able Ice Arena.
The last possession, Sager did a great job maintaining it for a while, but the defense just relentless and able to stay with it and poke it away and out of the zone.
Shot onto Jackson, save made, rebound, Jackson with another one. Brownell with it. Tries to deke through the defense, he couldn't do it. Puck sent down the ice, it'll be icing on the Bulldogs with 9:56 to go here in the final period, barring overtime.
And it has been a great day of hockey, and Drake just trying to hold out. They kind of lost this game, let it get out of hand in the third last night. Now looking to try and get this lead back. Charles Brownell's been the engine that's driven this team offensively the last 2 days with him and Matt Garcia, and they need someone, whether it's the two of them or someone else, to step up, get their first goal of the weekend.
Pass to the slot could not be picked up by a Cardinals player. That shot gets put on, just wide of Jackson's net. Puck takes a friendly bounce for the Bulldogs as it'll skate through the neutral zone. Tries to dump it in to get a line change, could not do it. Now St. Mary will try to work with the puck now. Nemez turns it over to Brownell. But Brownell gives it back to the Cardinals. It's a nice pass to the slot. Jackson was ready for that shot. Brownell does get it out to Crow, tries to pick it up, he cannot do it. McDonald will escape with it. Loses an edge, and that's gonna get called. Tripping coming up for the Bulldogs.
Lenz comes out, but he's not gonna be able to be off in time to get that extra skater into the thick of things, but another big power play chance for the Cardinals. 2 special teams goals already today, 2 yesterday as well. And a goal here could be the end-up one that wins this outright. Still plenty of hockey left to play, but this third period has been all St. Mary's so far.
There was 7 people on the ice for St. Mary's before the whistle dropped. How do you manage that? Laxonen. Valentine to Laxonen. Back to Valentine. Shot saved by Jackson. Rebound. Trying to get it back out to the slot, but couldn't get it there. Puck sent down the ice. Drake with the clear.
Norman, good reaction. That puck's got loose a little bit, and he's able to clear it out of the zone. Good defensive play, trying to keep this one tied up. 30 seconds gone on the penalty kill.
8:13 to go here in the third period. As what a move. He's in. He scores.
Locks it in. A great move. Goes top right. And all of a sudden, it is another 3-goal third period for the Cardinals as they take the lead for the first time in this game.
Second power play goal on the day for the Cardinals.
Both of which have come this period as well.
As Drake looks to reapply the gas on the offensive side of the puck here. As Gavin Mack will have the puck, gives it back to McDonald. McDonald sends it down below the goal line, and the puck gets sent back down below the goal line. But Drake will finally skate through the neutral zone. Davis Bai with it. Bai will send it up ice. Gavin Mack gives it up to his line mate McDonald. McDonald, the shot saved by Jackson. Jackson's going to cover and hold with 7.5 to go. And the clock continues to run. Oh, it does stop at 7:27.
And what a third period here for the Cardinals. They pushed the game out of reach last night with a similar performance and now come storming back down 3-1. They take a 4-3 lead. It's 3 unanswered for them.
Then the story of the weekend for Drake, giving up 3 unanswered goals in certain times of the game.
And
icing will be called. We'll be back down in the Drake zone.
7:12 left in the contest as the Bulldogs are a little bit gassed, it looks like, out there.
Face-off is won by the Bulldogs. It'll be Sager. Bringing up to Garcia. Garcia, he's got one of the goals today for the Bulldogs. This pass comes out in front, and a Bulldog was not there for a golden opportunity. It's like Sager's going to try and get it in. Nope, Brownell's with it now. Sends it back into the St. Mary defensive zone.
St. Mary is going to try and kill some clock here, it looks like.
Looks like that's all they are doing at this point. 6:19 to go, and now he finally skates through. Nemes gives it on to Jackson, saved, and they're going to go for a quick line change. Mr. Royce loses the puck, balancing with it now. Valentine backhand blocked. Sends it on goal, it's saved by Jackson. Graves. Have we been calling him Graves? His last name has gravy on the back.
Which one are you looking at?
7. Oh, that's Garvey. I'm sorry, that's a completely different player. Excuse me. Apologies to the St. Mary Cardinals fans. I did not mean to butcher that dude's name. As St. Mary is looking to kill some more clock, 5:10 to go.
Yeah, and we're getting to the point that every second is that much more valuable.
Lankinen shot wide. Laxon. I keep changing his name. I'm sorry. I'm working on it. Royce. Drake's finally got a little bit of pressure. Nope, St. Mary's just take it right back. but it's taken back by Garcia. Garcia, the shot, and Lenz with the glove right off the block, right off the pad. 4:35 to go. Drake running out of clock. Face-off won by the Bulldogs. St. Mary does get the puck, and they clear it up. Ice. 4:35 to go. Clock is not.
See, right now, I think Drake would love to keep that clock
Frozen.
paused.
I know, but we don't have. But we have to abide by the ice time, unfortunately.
Oh, great steal here defensively.
There's Mac off the side of the net. I thought that went in, and that would have been a big, and that would have basically been the nail in the coffin. Drake trying to get some form of offensive pressure, but the Cardinals have basically shut down every opportunity that the Bulldogs have had.
There's still time left, so you really got to look at it. But with the way that the Cardinals have possessed the puck today, pulling the goalkeeper is going to make it very tough.
That's if even Drake could get the opportunity to. The Cardinals have basically just been playing keep away. Yes, they've been throwing shots on net, but they haven't really had an offensive chance except for right here. Jackson's ready for it, though. And they score right as I say it. Danny Fahey puts the dagger in the Bulldogs' heart. It's 5-3 with 3:14 to go.
Second goal of the weekend for Fahey.
Go. Garcia with a shot, just goes high. And now maybe pulling the goalie is not going to be much of an option here.
Yeah, under 3 minutes to go and a 2-goal differential. It is making it that much tougher on Drake, but I could not say enough of how good this St. Mary's team has been able to close out these games. They have now outscored Drake 7-1 in the third period in these two contests.
And here's a breakaway. Kata in, off the post! And that one did not get called a goal. Royce with it now. If only we can get if only Drake can get a breakaway with it for themselves. Big body by Royce on Nakata. Nakata giving a little extra push there.
If there's one person I don't want to be hit by on this team, it is Eli Royce. He can lay the smackdown.
And speaking of smackdown, Lexington looks a little shaken up here. As we have an athletic trainer on the bench for St. Mary's right now for Lexington. Hope he's okay. Minute 50 to go here in the final frame. Garcia with it. Wrist on, saved by Lenz, and he holds. We haven't mentioned the shots yet, but 36 to 20 in favor of the Cardinals. 56 shots in total for both sides. I mean, it's nothing like the one game against UW Platteville where we had almost 100, a little over 100 combined.
And I do think that one's lacking some of the shots on the visitor side, as that one was sitting at 35-36 for quite a while, even after the last goal. But it has been another game where Cole Jackson has faced a lot of shots.
And he allows another one. Caden McDonald makes it 6-3. So 1:10 to go. The Drake Bulldogs will be swept on the season by the D2 St. Mary Cardinals. Even though it was a fantastic weekend for the Bulldogs, the St. Mary just using their D2 experience to come down and play their game like they usually do.
And I think it comes down to a little bit of manpower too. Drake just 10 skaters this weekend, down 4 different players here in this weekend series. Meanwhile, you've got 3 full lines, it looks like, at least, for the visiting Cardinals, and they just able to outlast. They were able to stick with Drake in both of these games in the first 2 periods, and then just put the hammer down in the third. It has been a fantastic weekend of hockey, and unfortunately Drake coming up short in both games, but it goes a lot to say about just how deep this Cardinals team is, and wish them the best of luck. This win puts them back over 500, 5-4 on the season, and hope the best for them for their remaining games to close out the season.
As we're 45 seconds away from the final buzzer. Cleared up. Piento. I think St. Mary is just gonna play keep away until this game is over. Nope, they are gonna try one more opportunity. Nope, wait a minute. Nope, they are just gonna kill the clock. They've made their statement. Drake may get one more offensive opportunity. 13 seconds to go. And as the final seconds wind down, Drake played tough, could not fight back. As Brownell with a shot, save made, horn sounds, game over. Cardinals come into Des Moines and take down your home team Bulldogs. This morning's game by a final score of 6-3.
Looking at the 3 stars for this game, Charles Brownell, a pair of goals for the Bulldogs, another goal as well for Matt Garcia. And on the other side, it was a pretty well-rounded attack for this team, for the Cardinals, but I got to give it to Gavin Mack. 2 goals here in the third period that tied this game up, and just all-around good offensive explosion for them in both these contests. A lot of learning points for Drake as the second full weekend under their new head coach, Eric Blaze, and we're looking forward to a couple more weekend series here at home, but close out the season and say goodbye to some of these seniors. But hoping that, Drake able to take some stuff from this weekend and move forward. They had some good offensive showing playing without Peterson, Alta Cruz, which you never want to harp on who isn't here too much, but you're down 2 defensemen, you're down 2 of your best scorers, and hard-fought games in both nights. Just didn't necessarily have the manpower to match these third periods for the SMU Cardinals.
Definitely a new era for Drake club hockey, as Eric Blaze, very good so far on his first 4 games as Drake's head coach. Definitely has had the more offensive explosion, just can't get over the hump in 3 of those 4. Final score from this morning here at the Able Ice Arena: St. Mary Cardinals 6, the Drake Bulldogs 3. That's going to do it for us here on the Pardon My French Media YouTube channel. Gary French, our camera operator, Tyler French, the color commentator, Trevor Raichi here. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you in a couple weekends where UW Platteville comes to West Des Moines. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you guys next time.